Yeah, I'm actually very curious about this because the NFT scam says they're going to jail. I don't know if I really believe that, okay?
It appears that the winds of change are blowing, guys. On my YouTube channel over the last 6 or so months, I've highlighted, investigated, and discussed the rotten state of cryptocurrency and NFTs, and in almost all cases, there have been zero repercussions. It was beginning to make me jaded about the current state of affairs and the lack of consequences for stealing millions of dollars. But
well, that's why more people were doing it, is because it didn't happen to anybody else. It's the same with botting and WoW. As soon as some people realized that other people weren't getting banned for botting, then they started botting too.
Today that comes to an end, and this is massive. As of March 24th, 2022, the United States Department of Justice have stepped in and charged 2 defendants in a fraud and money laundering scheme. To break it down to its very core, they found 2 anonymous scammers who thought they too could get away with using the blockchain to cheat gullible investors. And let's be real, why would these people not think they could get away with it? There are prominent figures in sports, there's actors, social media influencers, adult stars, and many more individuals with millions, hundreds of millions of followers that have been involved in these scams, either by promotion or in some cases direct ownership with absolutely zero consequence. Millions of people see them scam their audience and nobody does anything. So this duo likely thought, why not us too? We're nobodies. Nobody even knows who we are. Nobody's watching. Why can't we too get away with stealing millions of dollars? And they started out with a relatively small NFT scheme that raised 1.1 million in January and thought, wow, that was easy. Let's go again. However, the US federal government was watching, and during the second scam attempt, they were cut short, thankfully. And this is frankly huge. It's massive for what I do, for what happens in the blockchain space, and it illustrates that most things highlighted on this channel and other channels like CoffeeZilla are in with a real shot of facing the music. These people have operated like it was the Wild West for too long, and this is proof that people are getting caught with their hand in the cookie jar when they thought nobody was watching. In this case, both defendants were 20 years old and arrested in Los Angeles, California. These arrests came after an in-depth investigation by multiple branches of the federal government. This includes the Department of Homeland Security, the New York office of the U.S. Postal Inspection Service, the Internal Revenue Service criminal investigators.
So that's why they're getting in trouble. So that's it. Because, like, the thing is, the government doesn't really care if you scam. Like, they don't really give a shit if you scam other people. You know, it is what it is, right? But if you fucking steal from them, oh my God, you're going to jail, bitch. That's what it was.
And the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York. The investigation began in January of 2022, which is right when this scam actually occurred, and they were alerted to this from, quote, reports from purchasers of Frosty's utility NFTs that they had been defrauded in what is colloquially referred to as a rug pull. This is incredibly important information. It means that reporting these scams, these schemes to the proper authorities is not, in fact, a waste of your time, and it is resulting in real investigations and arrests.
Thank God.
This completely vindicates the importance of spreading the awareness about this topic. The key takeaway here, if you are rugged, if you suspect fraud, report it, get the word out, send it to YouTubers, and there are going to be consequences. The IRS Criminal Investigation Special Agent in charge said this, and I quote, NFTs represent a new era for financial investment, but the same rules apply to an investment in an NFT or a real estate development. You cannot solicit funds for a business opportunity, abandon that business, and abscond with money investors provided you. Our team here at...
I mean, somebody got to send that to ICE, right? I mean, like, fuck. Because, like, I didn't know that, man. I mean, it seems pretty much fine to me. Yeah, everything seems good overall. Yeah, you just go and just get the money. That's it. That's bad. Rip ICE. I mean, I'm the kind of person that, like, I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe it. Like, whenever these guys actually go to jail, whenever they are in a jail cell, then I'll be like, okay, damn, all right, this is serious. But until then, it's like, until one of these celebrities or, you know, like noteworthy people on the internet, like somebody like ICE or like the Atlanta Rhodes one, until one of these people actually goes to jail, I'm just going to consider it bullshit.
IRSCI and our partners at Homeland Security closely track cryptocurrency transactions in an effort to uncover alleged scams like this one, end quote. The wording is very clear. If you sell somebody something with the promise you will deliver on future benefits or developments, you better not be lying, or at least make a believable attempt at delivering on your promises, or this could be you facing up to 40 years in prison. A roadmap is a promise. You hear that, influencers? What you are doing is fraud, and the blockchain does not lie. They will find you. Now, they specify in the DOJ document that the roadmap made promises of additional benefits accompanying the purchase of these Frosties NFTs, including giveaways, early access to a metaverse game, and exclusive mint passes to upcoming Frosties seasons. However, on January 9th, just 2 days after the mint date of the Frosties NFTs, the defendants initiated the rug pull. As you can see from the Ether scan on screen, the Frosties contract sent out 358 Ether to an alternative cryptocurrency wallet.
That's
the
convenient.
The value of 358 Ether at that time was $1,127,997. This is
and my assumption is that they didn't pay taxes on this money. And if they didn't pay taxes on it, that's probably why they got in trouble with the government. Like, it's not that they scammed people, it's that they didn't let the government scam them. Like, you know, listen, you don't fuck with the government, right? That's what the difference is.
The first charge being wire fraud. Wire fraud, of course, entails financial fraud that uses telecommunications or information technology. Essentially, if you use technology to commit the fraud, you can expect wire fraud to be the charge. As for the second charge, which is conspiracy to commit money laundering, I present to you Tornado.cash. Tornado Cash is a decentralized app that allows for users to send ETH into what many call a money tumbler. They give you back a receipt and then you wait. As more people send in Ethereum, yours will get jumbled in with the other transactions, and eventually you can withdraw it on the other side with a different wallet with 0 blockchain transactions linking the original transfer into Tornado Cash to your new clean wallet. This is an app that facilitates money laundering, plain and simple, and in my research into it, as well as the usage of it by people in the blockchain space, it appears to have almost 0 practical use beyond sketchy people cleaning their money they gain from illegal activities.
Well, of course that's what they're gonna do. I mean, duh. Why wouldn't they add for scammers? Oh yeah, but like, it's better to just know about it now. I mean, it's not like keeping it a secret. Like, keeping it a secret to everybody, like, the scammers already knew about this. Yeah, the scammers already knew about this to begin with. It's not like a secret idea. Like, all the scammers know about it, it's for awareness. Yeah, it's not an ad. Yeah, it's already well known. Yeah, everything's that's what US streamers do. Who stream on slots. Do like Aiden? No, it's not. The slots thing is different. But like, in general, this is not a surprise. I mean, of course people are going to do something like this. It makes perfect sense.
The only other reason to use it would be anonymity, hiding from the ever-present blockchain transaction records that show your footprint whenever you do anything. But almost every single time I see this mentioned on any wallet I'm investigating, it is associated with a rug pull or a fraud in some way. People think Tornado Cash is the end of the line, but as we're going to go over in the rest of this video, you are not as safe as you thought you were. As for the case of the Frosties defendants, they thought just that, and on January 11th, they sent 345 Ethereum to be cleaned. They likely then celebrated their perfect heist, the ingenuity of it, pretending to make something and then just taking everybody's money. Amazing. They of course couldn't stop there, so the second scam started to take shape in the form of what they called embers.
Well, it's like, what if you scam people for $1 million one time, why wouldn't you scam them a second time for $2 million? Because if you get away the first time, it's like, well, that was awesome, let's do it again. Yeah, that's usually what's going to happen. Discussing even with the roadmap, well, of course they want to give them a roadmap. So, like, this is the thing, right? That's how you get caught. It is, but like before, nobody was getting caught. That's why they were doing it. That's what it is. And so, yeah, greed, get fucked. That's always what happens, man, is like, the more that you do it, the more chances you take. Probably they got lazy because they thought nothing would happen, and they had it happen. Respect the hustle, man. I don't respect somebody scamming a bunch of people out of like an NFT project. Like, it's not respectable. I think the people that buy into something like this are morons, and I don't care if they lose their money because they're stupid. A fool and his money are soon parted, and they're lucky that they even had it to begin with. However, they should obviously be illegal, and the people are pieces of shit for doing it. So like, I don't feel bad for them because they're stupid, but I also know that it shouldn't happen. It's like a Nigerian prince scheme. If you fall for a Nigerian prince scheme, you're a fucking moron. But I still think the people doing the scam should get arrested, and charge for that. It's just what makes sense.
Members was set to launch on March 26, 2022, and according to the DOJ, was estimated to...
wow, they're even using charity to scam people? Oh, man. They just, like, this has got to, like, this is it, right? It's like they had the first one go off so well. They're like, yo, boys, like, let's go all the way this time. Let's just take this shit to the bank. And that's what they did, man. Exactly. Feels weird, man. That's what they're just going to do. Like, why would they not do it? Why would they not do it? People will always do this shit. People they knock the fuck out of, they knock some old person, they'll beat up an old lady and steal her purse. That's what people do. If you think this is not going to happen, it's like, oh, I can't believe this would happen. You're living in a fucking fantasy world. People love doing this shit. They do it all the time. They are animals. And if you can't stop this, if you can't predict this is going to happen, you're just going to get taken advantage of them. Yeah, that's all there is to it.
Raise approximately $1.5 million this time.
What a surprise.
That, of course, is not going to happen, and instead they are facing the long dick of the law. So how exactly did they get caught, and how nailed are these guys?
There it is.
Well, according to the official complaint document, they had grand jury subpoenas for a lot of large companies. Discord, the popular social media app, which is used in almost every single cryptocurrency scam as a meeting place of the community. Coinbase, which is the most popular on and off ramp of cryptocurrency into traditional currencies.
Wow.
And Charter Communication, which is a telecommunications company, the internet that the defendants used when committing the alleged fraud. Now, the task force used Discord records to capture the IP address of defendant 1, known as Frosty, to multiple other Discord accounts. They then tracked back through those Discord accounts and found that on October 17th, 2021, one of the IP addresses associated had accessed a Coinbase account, which
my god, what a fucking idiot. Holy shit. Yeah, he didn't even use a VPN? Like, oh my god. Hasn't he watched hasn't he watched like every single fucking YouTube video? Like, it's like you had to know about NordVPN. He had to have known about it. Like, how can you be so stupid? And this is what happens with scammers, right? Is that scammers get lazy. And it's like, this is almost like Bernie Madoff did this, right? Where he would leave the evidence that he was a scammer right out in the open. And nobody would see it. And it was like, it's kind of a game for them, right? It's like you're playing, I don't know, you're playing chicken with a train in a way, right? You're trying to see, like, how long can I stand in front of the train before you have to move away? And, like, this is just what people do. And it's like the rush for them because it's like, it's almost like a drug in a way. Where, like, you know, whenever you start doing drugs and you need more and more and more of the drugs, right? It's kind of the same thing where you get, like, the high from, like, scamming people and actually beating them. And then, like, you do that for long enough and then, like, that high isn't there anymore. So you need something even beyond that, right? So then now you escalate things. Now it's like, okay, I'm going to scam people, but I'm going to tell them that I'm scamming them and I'm still going to get the money, right? And you have to keep going more and more and more. Yeah, it's the adrenaline. Yeah, the excitement of it.
Give them the possible identity of the first defendant. Then again on December 17, 2021, another IP address associated with one of Frosty's accounts accessed the same Coinbase account, which confirmed they had the right person. Defendant 2 was much easier to catch. With the Discord subpoena, they simply checked his Discord account details, which were registered using his real phone number and real email address that tracked back to his real identity.
Case closed. All right, boys, we got him. Yep, we got him, guys. There it is. Get fucked? No, they're just stupid. That's all there is to it. They just stupid, and they got for being stupid. That's life, man. I mean, like, I feel bad for somebody who's that fucking dumb, to be honest with you. It's like, how can you be that fucking dumb, man? Dummy have a moron? No, what you want to do is, like, so if you want to do, like, I don't know if I should even talk about this. Never mind. All right, let's go. Like, as I said before, guys, you know, I was actually going to get into making a website like Coinbase and a cryptocurrency website for trading currency. And back in 2012, because I originally wanted to do it to sell gold and Diablo 2. And I figured, you know what? Why don't we just sell all cryptocurrency? It's all fucking video game bullshit anyway. So why don't we do that? So I was going to do that all the way back then, but you didn't. That's why my offline screen says virtual exchange. That was the name I was going to call it. I ended up not doing that. And people said, aren't you jealous? Aren't you unhappy that you didn't do this? Because now you'd be like, you know, you could have been like a multi-billionaire. I'm like, no, I'd be in jail. I'd be in jail. This video would be about me. Like 100%. Like, yeah, definitely. Like, this is a very, very good decision that I did not go down that route. Too much bullshit? Oh, absolutely. They scam. But they still scam people for 1.1 mil. Who did they scam? Well, let's say this, right? There is 300 million people in the U.S. There's more, but like, let's say 300 million. If you need to just make $1 million, you only have to get $1 out of 0.3% of people. That's all you need to do. You only need to trick a few people, really. It's like you're tricking people at scale. So like, this is one thing people would do. These are like credit card skimmers, right? And this is a big fucking thing back in like, I don't know, 2010 or something like that, where a lot of the transactions were unencrypted in like gas stations and stuff like that. So people would put a scammer down, and based off of what kind of wallets people were using, and if they had RFID blockers and a few other things, still happens. Yeah, but it's not as common, and there's more protections for it on both sides, from like a user perspective and also from the bank's perspective. So yeah, the skimmers, you put it there and you steal people's credit card information, right? And so whenever you steal their credit card information, you don't go on their credit card and take $100,000 out of it. No, you take $1.37. You take $1.08. And like, you think about, so like the best way to do that, right, is like what you do is like you take like $1.08, right? Because that's something that's $1 plus 8 cents for sales tax, because you want these transactions to occur and for them to go unnoticed. You see what I'm saying? Office Space? Yes, exactly. Well, the thing is that it worked. It worked. Remember the end of the movie? It worked. They got the money. Yeah, did you guys forget the end of the story? Yeah, that actually worked. And a lot of things, someone from Dollar Store, they skim it off of like $1, right? And the scam, actually, yeah, I think it did happen. And it's like, that's the way that you want to do it, is you don't want to steal $300 off of somebody's account, because they're going to notice that. And there's some people that think that, oh, maybe somebody stole $1 off of my account. And there are a lot of people that just don't give a shit. They're like, okay, fine, whatever. I'm super busy with a million other things. I don't have time to deal with this. And they ignore it. But if you're taking big numbers, then it's not going to happen. You see what I'm saying? Topics like this, Mish, I was born in the time of the Romans and gladiators, where you could chop heads off the motherfuckers. Well, you realize that people would be chopping your head off and they'd just be the scammers, right? The scammers would just be chopping your head off. Yeah, this is not, it does not go the same way. Like, that's not really what happened. Like, yeah, you're not going to be Maximus, all right? You're going to be one of those people that gets run out there and you get a stick and you have to fight 2 tigers. And there's also a gladiator there who's fucking like, he's got like, 10 wins under his belt, and he's got a spear and a shield. He's just going to fucking stab you. You're going to lose. Yeah, are you not entertained? Yeah, are you not entertained? And so, yeah, this is the, and so like, anyway, people like this get greedy and they get stupid. And like, it's so embarrassing to see the way that some of these people do things. It's so fucking embarrassing.
Then, of course, cross-referenced this with their Coinbase subpoena information, which gave them his photo ID and all relevant information.
Wow.
So immediately they had the identities of both defendants. Between December 29th, 2021 and January 19th, 2022, the IP addresses associated with Defendant 1 was used to access social media platforms including Discord and Twitter over 130 times. This access was to promote the Frosties NFT sale. After discovering the defendants' identities, they moved on to linking them to the scam. They then used further grand jury subpoenas for domain hosting website GoDaddy, Citibank, PayPal, Coinbase, and of course physical surveillance to link Defendant 1 and Defendant 2 to the actual timeline and method of fraud. On September 7th, 2021, Defendant 1 used a Citibank credit card to purchase goods to the tune of $1,424.75 on popular freelancer website Fiverr, with a transaction notation regarding the design of a website and landing page. Within 2 days, on September 9th, 2021, the Frosties website domain was registered with GoDaddy, and coincidentally on that same day, the Citibank subpoena shows a purchase of $54.98 to GoDaddy from Defendant 1's credit card.
It's like they're not even trying. Like, they're not even trying. Like, and this is the thing. Here's the big question. Why would they? Why would you try whenever everybody else is cheating right out in the open and nobody's getting in trouble? why would you possibly put any effort into hiding your tracks? And this is why it happened, is because they didn't even try to hide it in any way or another. Is because they thought that they wouldn't even get in trouble for it in the first place. So there's no reason to hide it because there's no risk in the first place. Like, why would that even matter? And that's the thing. It's like a current video, internet storm video about this a couple years ago. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Especially when our public figures are doing it for larger sums. I don't know how that's going to happen. I have no idea. And long prison times are needed. I think they probably should put a few people away to set an example. But, like, the thing is, to me, is, like, you want my personal opinion? Take one of these fucking content creators that's making one of these scams and did it so obviously, put him in jail for 30 years. Make everybody know about it. It's going to be a lot less of that. Immediately. Instantaneously. Yeah, just chop his head off, right? But there is value in having, like, very, very strong punishments just to show people that this will not be okay. Yeah, not all of them. No, there's no reason to do all of them. You just do one, the rest of them stop.
One also used his own phone number and home address, which is registered to his parents' house when registering this domain for Frosties.
Yeah.
These same details are also listed on his Coinbase account. From Defendant 1's Citibank records, he was making regular payments to a property management company from August 2021, which listed a unit number notation. They then went to this location and observed a man appearing to match the photograph identification of Defendant 1 entering and exiting the building.
So a lot of things, they had him. They had him. There it is. He got had. He thought he wasn't going to get, but he was got. That's all there was to it. They had him. And let him fight the gladiator kid? Yeah, exactly. And what do they think they did 100 years ago with the whole town? Oh, yeah, public executions. Absolutely. But what I'm saying is that these kinds of people, right, is they do it right out in the open is because they think it's okay. Now, anybody that thought that these NFT scams were okay was just a moron. Like, the only reason why they weren't getting punished and things weren't happening that fast is because usually these investigations, like think about the Blizzard investigation, that one took 2 years. So these investigations are always going to be really, really far behind because of how complex they are. And it's not just, oh, government is dumb. No, it's very complicated and it takes time for people to work through everything. So, but like on a fundamental level, there are a lot of like fraud laws and things like this that even if you're not doing something that there's like a precedent for like jail time for or whatever, you can still get in trouble for it because there's like kind of overarching laws. And like different types of just like general kind of like it's like if you are like misleading people in this way, then it's bad fundamentally. There are like fundamental laws. Frog laws, yeah.
They had him. They then attained grand jury subpoenas for MetaMask and OpenSea, as well as previous information and related material from Citibank and Coinbase, as well as, of course, reviewing the transaction history that is publicly available on the Ethereum blockchain, and continue to build evidence. On December 31st, 2021, Defendant 1 purchased a $9.99 subscription to VPN service TunnelBear. However, since he used his original IP to do many things, including purchase the actual VPN subscription, they then could trace his IP ranges when using TunnelBear to the Frosties social media account and website. In May 2021, the Frosties OpenSea account was created again by Defendant 1. At this stage, they have him tied to creation in every aspect of the Frosties NFT fraud. The creation of the site, the creation of the wallet address used to perpetuate the scam, the purchase of the domain name, physical surveillance at a registered location, and then they have evidence.
Yeah, look, all right, they got him. All right, Kira, we get it. It was him. Everybody knows it was him. It was fucking obvious. They got him dead to rights. Yeah, the guy, there it is. It's like you got a picture of you doing the thing. It's like, oh, it wasn't me. Like, yeah, it was. There's the picture. You did the thing. You know it is. Oh, fuck, they got me. You know, that's it. Oh my god.
The actual fraud happening. The transaction of ETH to Tornado Cash was, of course, when they tried to launder the money, and they could then track Defendant 1 and Defendant 2 on the other side of the washing attempt. All they had to do was wait for them to pull out the money, and they would see them doing that based on knowing their location and their identities. In terms of tracking the funds as they went into and as they left Tornado Cash, they tracked the IP address of 2 wallets who received the stolen funds from the Frosties main account, as well as the IP addresses used to send the stolen funds to Tornado Cash, and these corresponded with the tracking of Defendant 2. Defendant 2 then waited for 4 days until January 15th, 2022, and again used IP addresses associated with himself to withdraw the Ethereum from Tornado Cash, and again a month later on February 15th. They only
took like, you know, like, why are you using... It's like, this is the thing, is I thought he was doing it because he thought he was going to get in trouble or something like that, but he's doing this, and he's like... He's using a VPN. You wouldn't use it. Like, do you use a VPN to go on Facebook? Probably you fucking don't. You know, you don't use a VPN to look at Reddit. You use a VPN to do other things, right? It's like people would use VPN to buy drugs. They would use a VPN to commit fraud. They would use VPN to do like a number of other things, right? VPN for porn, usually most people don't even do that, right? They might just use it, like use something else, right? But like just something different. It's torrent things, exactly. Piracy, etc. Like, you know that you're doing something wrong. It's so dumb. And it's like, also, it's like the scale of it, right? Like, people use a VPN and they probably don't take all of the necessary precautions whenever they torrent like an album or they torrent a movie or something like that, because it's just really not a big deal. The chances of them going after you are just so low that it doesn't matter. So people are usually pretty lazy about it, realistically. But like, whenever you're making millions of dollars off of people and you're still being this lazy, this kid deserves to go to jail just for being stupid. He's dumb as hell.
Approximately 9.5 Ethereum, which was deposited into a Coinbase account associated with Defendant 1, and 12.16 Ethereum into a Coinbase wallet associated with Defendant 2. Now, this is a timeline of the conspiracy to commit money laundering. They have the fraud actually pinned down and the people who perpetuated it, and this is just the building of the case for the two defendants using obfuscation to try and hide the money. They transferred money from the fraud wallet address to multiple intermediary wallets, and then used a VPN to send it to a literal crypto washing app, and then waited days to months to take out small portions of the money. This is money laundering. The task force then continued their investigation with grand jury subpoenas for more information from BitPay, OpenSea, Coinbase, Fiverr, and PayPal in regards to the second attempt at fraud with the Embers project. To cut this long story short, since the document goes in detail about yet more tracking regarding this project, the key detail is that they intended to pull off an identical fraud, another identical rug pull.
Why not? If it worked the first time, why not do it the second time? I mean, it's like, man, guys, that went really well. Let's do it again. It's like you rob a bank, you get a lot of money. It's like, fuck yeah, let's rob another bank. You know, double or nothing, boys. Yep, double or nothing. Let's go. Fool me once. Yep.
The same two users using the same methods to set up the fraud, and they even had a roadmap here promising further utility and benefits for the owners of the Embers NFT.
That's the best part about it to me, is like the fact they had like a roadmap and everything about this. It's like, yeah, this is all like all planned out, it didn't happen, etc. It's just, it's so fucking sad, man. Delayed bans like VAC bans, yeah. Robbing a bank is actually super risky nowadays. I've never robbed a bank before, so I don't really know. I don't know anybody who robbed a bank. I know somebody who knows somebody who did, but they got caught. So you're probably fucking right. So yeah, I just don't want to, like, I would never want to do that, because it's too risky, man. Like, you get in trouble. Like, they have the bills, like the numbers on the bills, like the trackers and shit, etc. No, it's like, so basically, like, there was it sounds stupid, right? But it was like a friend of my dad's, and she would like cut our hair whenever we were younger, and it was like her sister or her friend or her cousin that they saw her on like on the news stealing, and then they found out that she got arrested. So it wasn't like some kind of like thug thing or anything like that. No, it was just like, it was just a weird story, you know? That's actually what happened. But yeah, they got her.
This included airdrops, collaborations, staking, and a DAO system, which stands for Decentralized Autonomous Organization. They even claim to have been giving money to charities such as the Red Cross, which is confirmed to have happened via the BitPay subpoena, showing 6 transactions totaling $50,000.
But how about that? These guys aren't too bad after all. Yeah, they're donating the money to charity, you know? Oh, wow.
They no doubt used then to prove to their community that they were totally legit and they were.
Well, it's a smart investment, because like you spend $50,000 and you view that money as marketing. It's like, well, this is a, like, because you're making $2 million or something like this, right? So if you spend $50,000 $50,000, it's not really that much. It's like, what is that, a 40th of the amount of money? And then that gives you the ability to make even more money, because now people are like, wow, this is really real. It's actually happening. I'm going to put more money in. And then you get them, man. It's kind of like how whenever you're catching a fish, right? You don't immediately fucking pull the fucking hook up on them, because maybe sometimes they haven't taken the bait yet. You know, they're just thinking about it. They're just, you know, it's like ASMR, right? And they're waiting, and then whenever they get their mouth on it all the way, then you fucking get them. But you have to wait. That was restraint. That's impressive. That's the smartest thing they've done.
Delivering on their actual roadmap promises. Now, this appears to be an open and shut case. I honestly can't see how you'd ever get out of this. It seems like they've tracked everything. It seems like they have access to everything. They even have Discord logs that they show within this document, from Defendant 1 to a moderator of the Frosties NFT Discord, in which he admits it was a rug pull from the very start, and that he is going to send him some Ethereum since he actually really cares about him. This document is eye-opening as to how...
that's also a really important thing, is so like... You want to make sure, and this is one thing that I did whenever I ninja'd my whole guild bank, is that I gave all of the people that were like members of the guild a very small amount of money. Like, I gave everybody like a few crystals and stuff like that, because I wanted them to feel like they were getting something out of it, even though I stole everything else. Like, I stole like 30,000 gold worth of stuff. Me and Rob did. And we left the server, but like, we gave everybody 200 gold, and they were like, oh wow, this is really nice that they did that for us. You know, because like, you want to make sure people don't... It's easier if nobody asks any questions, and it's just cheaper for peace of mind. Yeah, it's bribing them. Yeah, it's just bribing them, basically. Yeah, it's a bribe, but it's not explicit. Read the Discord messages he sent? Let me see. I know this is shocking, but this project is coming to an end. I never intended to keep the project going, and I don't have a plan for anything in the future. This is why the project is coming to an end. All right. Well, that's... There it is, you know, there it is. You were an amazing mod. You have the heart of gold. If people ask, share this message to clear your name. I suggest deleting this Discord account and creating a new one, since you will most likely be getting a lot of heat. I know you've been going through a hard time, so I want to do something to help you out. So this won't regain your trust, but I sent you some Ethereum for your troubles. No matter what people say, I genuinely care about you. With everything going on, I want you to know that I do care, appreciate you, even if you don't appreciate me. And this is a smart thing for them to do. This is actually funny, because it's like, how can you be so smart with the fucking social engineering, but so stupid with the technical stuff? Because the social engineering here is great. Like, this is great. You're using charity. You actually donate the money to the charity. You get people's trust. You're trying to rug pull and then keep other people by like an implicit bribe. Like, this is really, really good social engineering. But you don't use a VPN? Oh my God. Oh my God. What is wrong with you? Turn a mod into an accessory too by giving him illegal proceeds. I hope he doesn't live in the USA too. Yeah, but like, the odds are, like, you can turn him into an accessory, but this guy's not going to get in trouble, right? The government's not going to come after him, because the person, like, by the admission of... It's like, for example, if a company does something wrong and some guy is the... you know, he's like the... I don't know what to say, like a janitor. The janitor's not going to go to jail. It's not going to happen. So, like... That's not really what's going to be. I mean, obviously it would, you know, VPN company can give your info to any company. Well, of course they can. Absolutely they can. Yeah, no shit. And yeah, like, the last time that I really looked into like how to conceal an IP address or anything like that was in Mists of Pandaria. Okay, so it was a long time ago. I don't know what the tech is anymore. Yeah, mod equals a janitor. Well, no, but like, what this message does is the message basically says that the mod did not have intent to steal. That, like, this person was effectively working, and they were not working knowing that it was bad. So yeah, not all VPNs keep logs. Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember what it is, and I don't know what the technology is nowadays.
Him some Ethereum since he actually really cares about him. This document is eye-opening as to how easy it is to catch these scammers, even if they think themselves anonymous. They know who you are. They will find you. You are not safe if you are committing wire fraud.
Especially
if you are still thinking about an NFT scam or a crypto scam, let this be a warning. And if you already did, they're coming for you.
I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe it whenever I see one of these influencers, one of these clowns actually go to jail. That's the way I feel about it. Oh yeah, it sounds really good. Oh yeah. You know, there's the video. Yeah, we're gonna look at the places thing. So somebody said they increased the size of it or something like that. And so look at the new post whenever you're done, please. In a bit, yeah. I know there's a lot of videos I need to watch. I literally have like 15 videos that I have queued up for today. There's so much different stuff I have to get through. So we're just going to try to go through one thing, then another thing, and just go through as much as we possibly fucking can, okay? And so, yeah, they go to federal prison for money laundering, wire fraud, it's white-collar crime, and maximum exposure is low. Well, it's like you have to... The thing is, like, if you don't do something about it with, like, the bigger people, then people will keep having it happen. And then every single person who does it, who's like a celebrity, each person that does it and doesn't get in trouble is an advertisement for every person who isn't a celebrity who can do it too. You see what I'm saying? Maximum is 40 years plus all your money, plus all your assets pretty much. Yeah, but they're not going to go to jail for 40 years. They're probably not going to. They're probably going to go to jail for like 3 to 5 years and have like some bullshit where they can't use the internet or something like that. Like, yeah, it's not going to happen. Like, and it's also like, this is not necessarily the best thing to do. Like, I wouldn't waste that because like, I don't want to spend my tax money putting this clown in jail for 20 years or 40 years. Put him in jail for a few years, sets an example, and if people keep doing it, then do it more. Right? Yeah, I don't want to spend my money on this.